Let's tweet about this, man.
Hey everyone, I already tweeted out. Welcome to another edition of Bitcoin Morning Brief with your host Tone Vase. We are coming to you live from the Blockchain Nations Conference here in Miami. I'm sitting right next to Ran of CNBC Africa.
Hi, Ran. Hey guys, how you doing?
And we also have Jimmy Song with us.
Hey guys, good to see you.
Yeah, sorry guys, because of such a hectic morning, and Leah actually has a life, unlike the rest of us. She was not able to make the morning show because our morning show has now bled into the afternoon. Therefore, it's just going to be us. I'll try and get you some interviews later today from the conference. It should be a lot of fun. Jimmy, how you been? I haven't seen you in a couple of days on the show.
I know I've been under the weather a little bit. But I think I should be back today. Hopefully, I don't get kicked out because house cleaners are supposed to come in the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
All right, so then let's get on with the news. There really hasn't been any real stories. There's one new development. Let's talk about that one. Though I haven't had any time to look into it. Let's just go right to screen share. Man, Leah's job is not easy. I got to do it all myself now.
Let me help you.
Rand's going to take over.
Right. So there was a development with the Mt.Gox trustee moving a bunch of coins. From what I can tell, because it also moved Bitcoin Cash, he wasn't supposed to sell any more Bitcoin until September. So I don't think this is going to be sold. Maybe they're gonna hand out some Bitcoin. There's not much of a story here because we don't have any details yet. I don't know if anyone had a chance to read over the Reddit post. Everyone is gonna speculate left and right. Speculation alone is not great for the markets. So this is potentially can hinder the price of Bitcoin. But as far as I know, he's not supposed to be selling them. So any general thoughts, Jimmy? I don't know if you read over what the Redditors have to say about it.
I mean, the Redditors are all speculating, kind of like what we are doing right now. But generally, I think what's going to happen is they probably learned their lesson from last time. They're not going to sell it over an exchange or something. They'll probably use an OTC desk. And there are plenty of people that have probably reached out and said, hey, we'll take these large batches because we've been looking to get into Bitcoin anyway. And sort of knowing that it's out there sort of brings more people in. It's kind of a weird demand thing, but a lot of people want to get in with a large size. And 16,000 seems just about the right amount for a lot of big investors or hedge funds to sort of get into this thing. We do know that there's a lot of crypto-based hedge funds getting in, and they want a significant position in Bitcoin for all sorts of reasons. So this might be what's happening.
Ran, any thoughts on this? I mean, you interview a lot of people. Anything come through your radar? You're the CNBC guy.
Yeah, I don't think that the amount of Bitcoin that they're talking about selling can really influence the price anymore. I think that the majority of the action has happened already. And if they've got a couple of thousand Bitcoin, 16,000 or whatever the number of Bitcoin is, if you look at the daily volume of Bitcoin and you take that over a couple of days, I don't think it can really impact the price. So I kind of wish they just get it out the way so we could get this and move on to the next chapter.
All right, so let's move on to another story. You weren't with us yesterday, Jimmy, when we talked about the batch overflow bug in Ethereum ERC20. I did my best to explain the tech behind it, which is how Ethereum is totally useless. But would you like to provide an actual tech assessment of what the hell is going on and why ERC20 tokens are still with us? Clearly, people aren't exploiting the bugs in this ridiculous technology fast enough.
Yeah, so basically, if you don't use safe math and you use an overflowable integer register, you can basically make a really large number end up with sort of a negative number, and then Ethereum contracts don't really check. It goes back to sort of how weak Solidity is as a language. It doesn't really have type safety, and you can't really prove little corner cases like this. And somebody managed to actually do this with a bunch of these coins. And in fact, a couple of exchanges yesterday shut down all withdrawals and deposits of any ERC token, OKX being one of them. just so that they can check to see. I mean, the nice thing about at least this type of bug is it's very easy to see when somebody did it, because it would just be they had to enter a really, really large number, way more than like even some of these tokens, like how many they have. It's got to be in like the trillions or something like that. So I mean, I think most of the exchanges have sort of audited, and they probably put in like sort of business rules. If it's traceable back to anything with like billions and billions, or like some insane number of coins, then don't accept any of these deposits. It sort of goes to show like how insecure this platform can be, because you essentially have to make your own rules on top of the rules. It used to be that code is, they used to purport that in Ethereum that code is law. Code is certainly not law, because if code were law, then this would be allowed. And Larimar actually is kind of arguing like even further subjectivity with like EOS and distributed proof of stake, that you can't have smart contracts where code is law. You have to have some human subjectivity. At which point I'm kind of asking, and what the hell is the point? Why would we want to use these like computer-based platforms if you're just going to trust in some human authority to resolve everything? The only one that I see that actually does that is Bitcoin itself, where code really is law. And all of these other things seem way too subjective to me.
All right, cool. Well, that's pretty much it for the stories. I should turn off screen share, but I realized I have a couple of announcements. So my episode with Max Kaiser aired this morning, I found out. So guy tweeted that out. So go ahead and check that out. I mean, it was a long day. People are pointing out the minor mistakes that I made, which is true. I mean, one CPU, one vote. And if you're running an economic node, then you are, there we go. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye to Rand for a minute, and we'll see. I'll bring you guys more interviews later today. This is like a rough day for me. I gotta be trading, but after 4 p.m. I'm gonna try and bring you a bunch of interviews, and then Jim Rogers is speaking at like 5 something, so I'll check that out. Maybe I'll come back with some more interviews. So we'll see how the day goes. But yeah, check out my interview with Max Kaiser. I should have said one CPU, one vote. And if you're running a node on your computer, even if you're not mining, that's a vote. That's a CPU. Might have been a different episode, but yeah, Max Coin came out in 2014. Litecoin came out in 2011. It's hard to like constantly speak all day. Also, speaking of my Twitter, even for me, it's hard to speak all day, as hard as you guys might find that to believe. Also, speaking of Twitter, to be honest with you guys, the McAfee thing was pretty cool. So check that out. Also, the incident.
What happened with McAfee? I didn't even check that out.
Oh no, he was dropping his car knowledge on me and Nick Crypto because we were sitting in a pretty nice car and McAfee was explaining how no one should be driving this car unless you have a driver. So I explained to McAfee how I am the driver. So I was talking to McAfee, I'm the driver, because McAfee didn't know who I was, which is awesome, by the way. No, there was another little discussion between me and Kevin Harrington. I actually didn't know who Kevin Harrington.
I didn't realize he's the Shark Tank guy. I just watched the whole thing. I didn't realize he was the Shark Tank guy. No way.
Yeah.
We need to get Vinny to talk to that guy, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, like this was not planned to be recorded. I had no idea it was recorded. I mean, I'm kind of glad that it got recorded. But anyway, so go ahead and check that out. I didn't mean to. I mean, I was as nice as possible. Like, people were upset that I may have embarrassed him. But you know what? It's better here with like 10 people around than me doing it while he's on stage, which is what I tend to do most often. Like, my thing is, look, unless you're an expert at a subject, or at least comprehend it really well, you should be very careful about talking about it. And because there was another Shark Tank guy that spoke later that night, Damien John.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best presentations I've ever seen. It had nothing to do with blockchain, because he's got up there on stage and said, hey, I'm not a blockchain expert. I'm going to talk about what I know. And that was one of the best presentations I've seen. So if you can if you can ever watch Damien John present in public, I strongly recommend it. It was really, really good.
Well, is it online anywhere? I'm curious now because
You know what?
yeah.
I don't know. Like they specifically ask not to record anything, so I think he's like a high-profile speaker that I don't know if they have videos of this, but you know, I'll look for it. Maybe they'll air it, maybe they won't. But it was like a really good presentation. That's all I can really say. Yeah, this is the conference I'm at down here in Miami, the Blockchain Nation event in Miami. We have a, you know, another lineup of speakers. I haven't seen any speakers today, but I will try and catch Jim Rogers speak later. All right, let's just get to the price. Actually, before we go, Jimmy, where are you traveling next? Like, here's my man. I'm so not ready. Like, once my seminar in Miami is over, I'm gonna start planning these out. So I have decided to do Philadelphia on May 19th. So you can send me emails about it, but I'm like not. I'll start taking, you know, payment for that in a couple of days. London and Dublin is still scheduled for June. Tentatively, I'm gonna finalize that this week, and then Montreal and some of the other ones. So I'm gonna get to those.
Yeah. I have three. I have New York. Right before your Philadelphia one, actually, May 17th and 18th. It's right after consensus. Then I have Toronto, May 28th, 29th, and then I have Denver, July 9th and 10th. So it'll be really interesting to see how those turn up. And obviously, we got a lot of news with respect to price. So let's talk about that next.
Well, again, this is what I've been talking about, right? This is for the last 3 weeks, right? So this is week number 3 of an uptrend, and I believe today is Thursday. So we're more than halfway through the week. And as you can see, the weekly candle has lost all of its gains, and we still have 3 days to go. Do I have any idea whether this week is gonna pull all the way back up to the highs of 9,700 by Sunday night, or are we gonna come all the way back down and test the trend line at 8,000? I have absolutely no clue. But here's what I knew during this entire 3-week stretch. I knew that we were not out of the bull market. 3 weeks do not make a bull trend out of a bear trend. So I was expecting a giant pull back down at any moment throughout week 1, week 2, or week 3. So I remained very hesitant of any bullish trades. And the only trades that I would have, you know, tried to time as a trader would be bearish trades, because we are still in an overall bear market. Now, this weekly candle, let's see how it closes. Right now, it's a reversal candle. Do I like reversal candles after on candle number 3 or number 4? No, I like reversal candles around candle number 9 of an uptrend in order to time the long-term bear move. So let's see what happens. So the weekly chart is still like, this is the kind of candle I want to see. Look how long this down move was. It lasted 2 months. This is where I would have recommended buying. And I did recommend buying. Just go back to these videos. This is not where I recommended buying, even though we were bouncing off the 50-day moving average. I didn't like the upside potential. To me, was not big enough, because I treat these as candles based on their size, not based on whether we went up $1,000 or $2,000 in Bitcoin terms. So here's the daily candles, and again, according to my indicators that I like to use, we now have a red 2 trading below a red 1. And recently, in one of my chat groups for former consulting clients, someone actually did an analysis of what happens when you trade daily candles going back several years with 2s versus 1s. Oops, we just flipped to a green 1. So let's see how this day closes. And the results that he got on his trading was like he thinks he made a mistake, because like, no way bot returns could be that good on this historical outlook of backtesting. But I haven't had time to look into the results. But anyway, we just had a red 2 go below a red 1. So this is, again, a short play, and I would, you know, be more comfortable with shorts here than longs anywhere along the top. Now, where's their support? There's support at the combination of trend line and moving average. If we get below this area, you have support here. If you get below that, you will probably have support at the setup trend line, which is right at that $6,500 mark. If we get back to the $6,500 mark, you guys have absolutely no clue the kind of shitstorm that could happen to Bitcoin price if we get anywhere near the vicinity of 6,500 again. So if you are a Bitcoin bull, your best chance. Oh, Jimmy, you just sent me something. Should I pull this up?
Yeah. Guess what Vitalik's doing?
What happened?
Apparently something about OMG. He's going to be boycotting it. And here's Pete Rizzo's sort of response there. I just tweeted that or sent that to you as well. But basically, apparently he's upset that CoinDesk is quote unquote promoting scams. I want you to pull up Pete Rizzo's tweet.
Wait, I'm sorry. How is OMG different than Ethereum exactly?
Yeah, exactly. Go look at Pete Rizzo's.
No,
not in the response. I gave you the link. Yeah, this is it. So he's like, this is an absolutely ridiculous claim, and then go down a little bit, and then people are like, well, then, blah, blah, blah. Legitimizing scam makes you simply a scam. By that logic, isn't Ethereum a scam? Kind of funny.
Can I? Oh, let me read this. I'm slow, man. I'm like dyslexic when it comes to reading. Hold on. This is an absolutely ridiculous claim. Okay, I'm gonna read this for the audio listeners. This is from Pete Rizzo back to Vitalik, who is boycotting Consensus Conference in order to because they're promoting OMG, which to me is another Ethereum. But let's see. Other than this one issue, which we're working quickly to resolve, how is the additional team?
Editorial team.
Editorial team. Sorry. And I told you, don't read on live air. Tell them, but I don't listen to myself anyway. In enabling giveaway scams, what is the other instance where this has happened? All right, what else did he write? Understand that you disagree with the coverage on Ethereum. You're more than entitled to that opinion. CoinDesk is fast-growing company that writes about highly technical subjects. Okay, so, hey, can we do this? Can I retweet this? And here's what I'm gonna write.
This is how Tone composes his tweets. Everybody.
Oh God, this is even a worse idea than me reading. Now that Vitalik Buterin is no longer a speaker at Consensus. You know where this is going, right?
Yeah. I could. Yeah. I know where it's going.
Wait. Is it CoinDesk events? CoinDesk. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
CoinDesk events. What's the best way to phrase it here? I want a speaking slot at Consensus.
Yeah. How about you get somebody that can prove that Ethereum is a scam, something like that. I don't know. I think you should.
I would love to take his place on the panel. I'm assuming he was on a panel or a solo.
I have no idea if he's speaking or not, or if he has, but he's boycotting, so I have no idea. But that would be a great move for Peter, huh? Like just sort of make it so that you're getting the slot instead of. I mean, like I can't imagine there's somebody that Vitalik would like worse than for you to be that person. Did Rand just go by? He was like right behind you for a sec.
Who is?
Rand? He was there for a second. I don't know. Well. It's two ends, buddy.
Yeah. Scotia is my best friend. I'm actually doing this on live air. This is so bad. For a forgotten innovation of Bitcoin. All right, how
right,
about
that's
that?
awesome.
All right,
Oh,
thanks for
and
letting me-
tag Pete. Tag Pete.
Oh, no, I'm replying to.
Quote retweeting him. He might see it, but if you look at mentions, I don't think quote retweets show mentions in that way.
Okay.
And maybe Mark Hochstein as well.
Oh yeah, Hodgson's there also. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Let's do Pete.
Peter. Yeah, there. He's the last one there. And then
yep. And I
Mark
got
Hochstein.
there he is.
There you go.
All right. Well, 2-Bit Idiot's not there anymore.
No, that's good enough. I mean, you could tag Barry, I guess, but I think this is fine.
All right. Let's see what happens with this. This will be great. Boom, away. Let's see how many retweets that gets. Help me out, guys. Get me on a speaking panel or a solo at Consensus. All right, let's get back to the price. I'm not even looking at the live chat. That was fun. Thanks. What am I looking at? What is this? Oh, this is Bitcoin. Okay, cool. So this is Bitcoin on a 12-hour chart. As you can see, we topped on an aggressive 13. We have since then made a red 2 below a red 1. Boom, auto trade. This indicator calls it a short. Let's see what happens. Where is support? Your support is the combination of the 50-day moving average and the setup trend line at 78.75. So that is your support based on a 12-hour chart. There is also quasi support at the prior high, sitting at 83.85. Okay, but there is nothing bullish in this chart. We are now back to the prior tops, and we are going this way. Next, what is this? This is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin is, oh no, did my mouse just die? Oh God, technology. Okay, so we are on a 9 based on the 4 hours. You can see the 4-hour gave you a reasonable exit with a combo 13 right near the very top. You did get your 9 already on a pullback using the 4-hour chart. Right now, you're being held by the combination of 50-day moving average and setup trend area. And I'm looking for a 1 to 4 candle that can bounce and then probably lower. That's pretty much it. I mean, the daily chart is going to be king right now, right? That's a pretty big bearish engulfing, as bearish engulfing as they get in crypto. And this is not looking too hot. So, I mean, people are mad at me that I'm still overall bearish, but that's because this is the type of red candle I expected any single day on this entire upswing. So let's see what this develops into. Just a glance at gold. I'm going to be paying attention to gold the moment we get back to the $1,400 area. S&P 500 is really important to me because I got to get back to my traditional trading. And what is this? This is B-Trash. And B-Trash is on a miniature pullback. If this thing reverses anywhere below 0.16, then get ready for some serious downside. If it goes back above 0.16, then there's probably more pump before the dump left in B-Trash. All right, cool. On this note, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in and watching. We're closing out with 1,000 viewers. I still have maybe 3 seats left at my Fort Lauderdale workshop on trading taking place this Saturday. I will focus on the Philly one right after this workshop is done. You can shoot emails over to tone@protonmail.ch, but I won't be like, I'll start thinking about that in a couple of days. Sorry, just too much going on. And yeah, and if you guys like my work and like to support my work, please check out the affiliates and referral section of my website. I'll try and bring you more interviews today from the conference here. Let's stop the screen share. And Jimmy, anything you want to close out with?
Well, your tweet has 51 likes already and 25 retweets. I think, I think a lot of people are taking to that tweet and saying, let's get Tone on Consensus. So I think that's going to be our rallying cry for the next few days. Let's get Tone on a panel.
Well,
on
Jimmy,
consensus.
you are speaking at Consensus.
I am. At the end of day one with Amber Baldet and Joe Lubin. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I have no idea how that's going to go, but yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, I mean, Consensus is sort of like the big industry conference. Sad that Vitalik won't be there, but you know, what can you do? I'm sure he'll be around though, because like there's like Ethereal and all these other conferences that happen right at the same time or right before or after. It's also the Coin Center dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, New York's going to be the place to be next month, right around May 14, 15, 16. So yeah, hope to see you guys there. By the way, I think I'm more or less done. I think Tone's charging his mouse. That's wireless. But yeah, at least for me, this song is done.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Watch out for more videos later today.